94% of adult beginners practice way too much, and they still can't play the right notes on the violin. But what if 15 minutes a day were enough? After spending the last 10 years studying hundreds of books to find the methods used by the best violin teachers of history and teaching hundreds of students, I found the only thing that matters is not how much you practice, but what you practice. And today I will show you how to play any note perfectly, even if you're too busy to practice. And step 1 is stop playing pieces, focus on step-by-step exercises instead. Here the main thing to remember is that all musical pieces are built on the same musical pattern. It doesn't matter if you are playing classical music, pop music, film music. When you look really at the notes, you will find that they all use the same musical pattern. Let's take for example Ode to Joy. And when you look at that, what you can see is that it actually starts with what is called a scale. A scale is when you play every note after another, up or down. And that means that the effective way to practice it will be, instead of just learning this one combination, to learn multiple scales. For example, here we can see how it looks when we will practice only the scales. You can see that's exactly the same notes. But the difference is that when you are playing a piece, we are focusing on some unique combination of notes. And instead, what really we want is to master the bass combination under it, like here the scales. And that means not only the one scale that we found in the Ode to Joy, but every scale. Because if we do that, then we could play any single piece perfectly. And then when we study the best violinists worldwide, what you can see is that they spend half the time practicing basic exercises. And that's why we recommend all our students in the Violinacademy to practice in blocks of 15 minutes, trying to aim for 15 minutes a day at least, and always alternating between doing some basic exercises like the scales and playing pieces. But that brings us to step 2, because one of the biggest issues I see is that most beginners, even when they start doing some basic exercises like those scales, they focus on exercises that are way too advanced or doing too much different exercises. Instead, try to focus first on mastering only one string and one finger pattern. Something to understand is that the intonation or the bow works, everything is very different on every string. I will really advise to start with only the D string. And then, even on one string, you can have a lot of finger pattern. A finger pattern is just how you put the finger on the strings. For example, here you can see the second finger pattern with the second and third finger close to each other. But the issue is that most adult beginners will practice at the same time the first finger pattern, or the third one, or the fourth one, and that's just too much at the same time. The easiest to start with is actually on the D string, playing E with the first finger, then F sharp with the second finger, G, third finger, A, fourth finger. Let's give this, with the second and the third finger close to each other. Now you know which string to practice, the D string, and which pattern, this one with E, F sharp, G, A, but which exercises exactly should you do? The first thing I will focus on are simple two notes combination. What it means is that you play only two notes repeatedly after one another. Here are the one that I wrote for our students at the Violinacademy in level 1. So here, for example, you will have E, first finger, to F sharp, second finger. Or for example, F sharp to G, second finger to third finger. Or for example, G to A, third finger to fourth finger. And then when you mastered all those different two notes combination, you can move on to three notes combination. That could be, for example, this one, D, E, F sharp, E. And then you could move on to complete pattern, like the scales pattern we saw before. And by the way, if you are an adult beginner and you want to learn to play the violin beautifully, we are organizing a free violin masterclass. You can register with the link below this video. Now you are playing the right exercises, but still that's not enough. Step 3 is to practice the right way. And here it's important to understand that we don't want to repeat the same thing over and over mindlessly. Really, the goal of every repetition is to build the right habit. That means we want to learn the right movements. Basically, if you play and you see that it's sounding bad, it means something you are doing is wrong. And that's an issue I see a lot, that some teacher thinks, and say, oh, don't worry, it will sound good someday. It will sound good in the future. But that's not how it works. If it sounds bad and you just repeat it, it will stay sounding bad. What you need to do instead is to ensure that it sounds beautifully from the start. For example, when practicing those kind of simple exercises, your first step should be to calibrate each note. That means ensuring that each note you're playing has the right intonation. For that, I could, for example, use a recording of an E and play with this E, trying to match it. It could be a real recording like I just did, or you could use some synthetic recording. And there are a lot of software that allow you to do that. Then the next step, after you're sure that you're playing the right note, is to automate it, that you automate the right movement. Here, the easiest way to achieve that is just repeating the exercise a few times in half note, quarter note, eighth note, like you can see here. But if you do that and you don't have the right posture, then the same thing will automate the wrong thing. That's why step 4 is to roll the violin from the start like a pro. For that, you really want to check first your arm placement, and especially the wrist. You don't want to play like that with the wrist bended in one or the other direction. It should just make a straight line. Then the second thing is that you want to keep the finger above the strings at approximately 10 millimeters. That means instead of playing like that with the forefinger very far from the strings, making it very difficult to play the forefinger accurately, you want to keep those fingers above the strings at all times. Then, while playing, you want to leave the finger on the string. Instead of doing and lifting the finger each time, I want to leave my first finger on the string. That's way more effective and accurate. Then the next point is that you want to reduce the pressure on the string to the minimum. Most beginners press the strings way too firmly, and because of that, have some pain and a lot of difficulties. So here what you want to do is play only one note, like the E for example. And while playing always the same with the bow, try to reduce the pressure with the finger, until you hear that it sounds bad. Then try again to press the string more and more, finding what is the right balance. So what is the minimum amount of pressure you need to have a clear sound. That's enough, and I'm not pressing the strings on the fingerboard. Then the next step is to have a clear sound and intonation. You want to articulate the finger clearly. That's mean, instead of bringing the finger slowly on the string like that, that will produce a lot of noise. We want to move the finger quickly. That's mean, actually, even without the bow, I should be able to hear some tack, tack from the movement of my finger, lifting very quickly and putting on the string very quickly. And the last thing, but super important that everyone is doing wrong, is how to play on different strings. Most other beginners I see play on different strings by bending the wrist, like that. And because of that, they really have difficulties having a good intonation on the E string and the G strings, because they keep the D string posture and just bend the wrist. Instead, what you want to do is keep the exact same posture as on the D string, but when you play on another string, move the elbow on the right side to play on the G strings, on the left side to play on the E string. That will ensure that your fingers are directly above the string you want to play, and that you can keep the same posture on every single string.